Hey guys, Jordan here. In this video, we're going to be talking about equipment for Matterport models. So let's get into it. All right, so if you're just landing on my channel, I talk about real estate photography. So if that's something you're interested in, make sure to subscribe. Today's video comes from a comment on a video that I made, and it is from Ali Faruqi. Thank you so much for your question. He says, Darren, I'm planning on starting my real estate photo shoot company. Can you explain the main differences between Matterport and Theta Z1? Also, does the Z1 have dollhouse option? Out of both, from which one can I have a still photos and HD videos? What do you suggest from which machine I should start with my work? Now, all right, so the Matterport camera, the biggest difference between Matterport and like a Theta Z1 360 camera is the ability to do 2D schematic floor plans, because the Matterport models, they do measure as well as it scans, so it can create a 2D schematic floor plan. The Z1 cannot. Now, from my experience, about 75% of our Matterport models are not including a 2D schematic floor plan. And even if you opt for the Theta Z1 that doesn't do the measurements, you can use a service like QB and spend, I think it's like $20 for every model if you're a real estate photographer. And yeah, that takes about 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes on a regular size house. And then the Z1 modeling of Matterport, those are take literally about half the time as a Matterport camera, and it is cheaper. So, you know, I'd recommend, at this point, I probably wouldn't recommend the Z1. I think you mentioned the Z1. I think I have the Theta X, I think is what it's called now. That's a newer model. It's a little bit cheaper. I think I spent somewhere around $700 or $800. The Z1 is nice. It has a 1-inch sensor, and that goes for about $1,000. So the Z1's not a bad option. I like the Theta X because it has a side port. I mean, obviously you can use an extension and get under there, but yeah, and I like the display screen of the Theta X. So that's probably what I would start with, and then use a service like QB, because really, at the end of the day, time is money. And yeah, but to answer your question, the Matterport, it doesn't matter what camera you're using. If you're using the iPhone, if you're using a Matterport camera, or if you're using a 360 camera like the Z1 or the Theta X, you're going to be able to do dollhouse effects. So that's kind of a Matterport thing. It's just the option of the 2D schematic floor plans, which you can get. Like I mentioned before, a good option is QB. So I like moving efficiently through properties. I'd probably opt for the Z1 and then using QB versus spending twice as much for a Matterport camera. Now, you did also mention photos and videos. I don't recommend using Matterport cameras in 360 photos. I know some people will use the photos that they get off of those and give those to the customers, but I just think you can't dial in composition very well. They look very stretched out and distorted. So I definitely recommend using a professional camera with ultra wide lens for shooting video, as well as 364, or sorry, regular photography. Yeah, those are my recommendations. But pretty much all the options within Matterport, like the photos, the video things, are all available, minus the 2D schematic floor plan if you're using a 360 camera versus the Matterport camera. So anyways, that's going to do it for this video. If you got value, hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. We'll see you guys on the next one.